Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Respect is one of the most valuable currencies in any relationship, whether personal or professional. It's something we all crave, yet it can often seem elusive. We can spend years building our careers or friendships, but still feel as though respect is something that's just out of reach. However, there are specific actions and behaviors we can adopt that will encourage respect from others almost immediately. Today, I'm going to share with you 4 powerful ways to gain the respect of those around you and how to do this in a way that is natural, authentic, and enduring. If there's one thing that can immediately earn you respect, it's showing a true, authentic interest in the lives of those around you. Human beings have an innate desire to feel seen and heard, and when we take the time to truly understand and engage with others, we create a deep sense of connection that garners respect. But this isn't about just asking surface-level questions or pretending to care. It's about showing real curiosity, being present in the moment, and engaging with others in a way that makes them feel valued. So often in conversations, people are waiting for their turn to speak, not actively listening but instead formulating their response or trying to impress the other person. But genuine interest goes far beyond mere words. It's about being present and making the other person feel that their thoughts and feelings are truly important. The moment people sense that you're not just listening to respond, but that you genuinely care about what they have to say, they begin to trust you and respect you. One of the best ways to show genuine interest in someone is through active listening. Active listening means that you're fully engaged in the conversation, focusing not only on the words being spoken, but also on the emotions behind those words. It's about paying attention to their tone, body language and nonverbal cues. You listen to understand, not to interrupt or to steer the conversation to your own agenda. This kind of listening requires patience and focus, and it's a rare quality in today's fast-paced, distracted world. When you listen attentively, people feel validated, respected and appreciated. But active listening isn't just about nodding your head and making brief responses like aha or I see. It involves asking insightful follow-up questions that show you're processing and reflecting on what the other person has shared. For example, instead of simply responding to someone's story with a generic, "That's great," you could ask, "What was the hardest part of that experience for you?" Or how did you feel when that happened? These types of questions show that you care about the deeper aspects of what they're saying and are interested in their emotional experience. It also opens up a more meaningful dialogue, allowing the conversation to flow naturally and creating space for both parties to engage on a deeper level. Moreover, when you ask people about their lives, make sure to do so in a way that is respectful and considerate. People will be more inclined to share with you if they feel safe, valued, and that their personal space is respected. This can be achieved by avoiding overly personal or intrusive questions too soon, especially with someone you don't know well. Instead, allow the conversation to unfold organically, starting with neutral or light-hearted topics and gradually moving deeper as trust builds. It's important to remember that showing interest also means respecting boundaries and not pushing for answers or information people aren't ready to give. People also tend to respect those who show a broader interest in the world around them, not just in themselves or their personal interests. By asking questions that are thought-provoking or by showing an interest in something beyond your own narrow experience, you give others an opportunity to share their unique perspectives. You might ask someone about their hobbies, how they started in their career, what books they've been reading, or what experiences have shaped their worldview. These types of questions show that you care about their experiences and are open to learning from them, which fosters mutual respect. An effective way to show interest is through remembering and following up on previous conversations. If you recall something someone told you in a past discussion and bring it up again, it shows that you are not only listening, but that you genuinely care about the details of their lives. This could be something as simple as asking how their project at work went, or remembering that they mentioned a family member was ill and asking how that person is doing now. These small but thoughtful gestures demonstrate that you value the person and the connection you have with them, and this in itself is a powerful way to earn their respect. Furthermore, when you show genuine interest in others, you make them feel important, which often leads them to reciprocate. By making someone feel like they matter, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect, where both parties value each other's presence and opinions. This is how respect grows naturally over time, through honest two-way communication and a commitment to really understanding each other. As you show others that their experiences, thoughts and perspectives are meaningful, they'll likely start respecting you more, not just because of your actions, but because of the way you've made them feel. Lastly, showing interest in others allows you to build deeper, more meaningful connections that go beyond the surface level. In a world where many people are caught up in their own struggles, busy schedules, or digital distractions, taking the time to genuinely engage with someone can have a profound impact. People tend to remember those who took the time to truly connect with them, and they respect those who don't just focus on their own agenda, but who are sincerely curious about others. In summary, showing a genuine interest in others is a powerful and immediate way to earn respect. By listening actively, asking thoughtful questions, and remembering the details that matter to them, you can cultivate deeper relationships and create a sense of mutual appreciation. People respect those who make them feel valued and understood, and that respect is often the foundation for stronger, more lasting connections in both your personal and professional life. One of the most fundamental aspects of gaining respect is being reliable and following through on your commitments. When you say you're going to do something, it's essential that you do it. The act of honoring your word is not just a matter of keeping promises, it reflects your integrity and demonstrates that you are someone people can trust. Trust is the foundation of all healthy relationships, whether professional, personal or social. When people see that they can depend on you to keep your word, they develop a sense of respect for you that is deeply rooted in reliability. At its core, being reliable means showing consistency in your actions and behaviors. When you consistently follow through, whether it's something as simple as attending a meeting on time, delivering a project on schedule, or just following up on a small promise, you demonstrate that you respect others' time, energy and expectations. In contrast, if you fail to meet deadlines, cancel plans frequently, or don't deliver on what you said you would, it erodes trust and can lead to the gradual loss of respect. It's not just about making promises, it's about making the right promises. Respect is earned when you are thoughtful in your commitments. Don't overextend yourself or make promises that you can't realistically keep. It's far better to commit to something you can follow through on than to say yes to everything and risk disappointing others. Learning to say no is an essential skill in establishing reliability. If you know that you won't have the time, energy or resources to deliver on a particular request, be honest about it. People will respect you more for your honesty and your ability to set boundaries than for making empty promises that ultimately lead to disappointment. Reliability also plays a key role in relationships. When you consistently show up for your friends, family, colleagues or partners, they feel secure in knowing that they can count on you. If you're always there when you say you will be, whether it's in times of celebration or challenge, you strengthen the bond of trust. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn by showing that you're dependable, loyal, and true to your word. An important aspect of reliability is communication. If you encounter an obstacle that might prevent you from meeting a deadline or keeping a commitment, the respectful thing to do is to inform the other party as soon as possible. Transparency is key. By communicating early and openly, you give the other person the opportunity to adjust their expectations or make alternate plans. It's not the occasional mistake or delay that ruins your reputation, but rather the failure to communicate when things go awry. Being proactive in your communication shows respect for the other person's time and demonstrates your desire to maintain a positive relationship even if things don't go as planned. Reliability is also about managing expectations. If you agree to a project, task or promise, make sure you have a clear understanding of what's involved. This includes any time commitments, effort, resources or additional responsibilities that may be required. If you are unsure about any aspect of the task, seek clarification before committing. By being upfront about your capabilities and the scope of the work involved, you set realistic expectations and avoid over-promising or under-delivering. This honesty is a hallmark of someone who is reliable and trustworthy. Another layer of reliability is the ability to stay calm and composed under pressure. When things become challenging, whether at work or in personal situations, show you handle stress and adversity reflects your dependability. If you are reliable, others know that even when faced with tough situations, you will manage them with grace and professionalism. This may mean taking the time to problem solve, finding solutions instead of dwelling on obstacles, or keeping your emotions in check so that you can deliver your commitments despite difficulties. People respect those who can stay true to their word and meet their responsibilities even when circumstances aren't ideal. Being reliable isn't just about the big commitments, it's also about the small, everyday actions. Simple things like replying to messages in a timely manner, showing up for meetings, and following through on small promises all contribute to your reputation for reliability. These seemingly minor actions add up over time, and the more you demonstrate reliability, the more people will respect you. It's the consistency of your actions that builds your reputation and earns trust. Reliability also means being consistent in your character. People respect those who act with integrity and consistency regardless of the situation. If you are someone who's always dependable in your work and personal life, others will not doubt your ability to handle any task or responsibility. This consistency makes you a stabilizing force in any relationship, whether at work, in friendships, or in family dynamics. When others know that they can count on you, that you'll act with honesty and integrity no matter the circumstances, they will naturally respect you. However, the concept of reliability also includes self-care and self-awareness. Being reliable doesn't mean sacrificing your own well-being in order to fulfill every commitment you make. In fact, being reliable is closely linked to knowing your limits and not overburdening yourself. When you take care of yourself by getting enough rest, managing stress, and balancing your time, you're able to show up in a reliable way for others. This balance is important because if you consistently take on too much, you may begin to falter in delivering on your promises, which can lead to a loss of respect. Ultimately, reliability is a powerful form of respect you give to others, and in return, they will respect you. It's a value that helps to foster trust, build strong relationships, and ensures that people feel confident in your ability to follow through. Whether in business, friendships, or family, people want to know they can rely on you. When you make it a habit to be dependable, honest, and proactive in your commitments, you immediately begin to cultivate the kind of respect that comes from integrity and trust. Treating others with kindness and dignity is one of the most powerful ways to earn respect. It's the foundation of every strong and healthy relationship, whether in personal life, at work, or within communities. Respect is never something that is simply demanded. It is always a result of actions that show others you value them as human beings. When you treat people with kindness, you are demonstrating your understanding that every individual has inherent worth, and you are acknowledging their experiences, feelings, and perspectives. Kindness is more than just being nice, it's about being genuinely considerate and compassionate towards others. It means offering a helping hand when someone is in need, showing patience in difficult situations, and taking the time to show that you care. Acts of kindness don't need to be grand gestures. Often, they are the small, everyday actions that have the most significant impact. For example, offering someone a smile when they're having a rough day, holding the door open for a stranger, or offering a compliment when it's needed. All of these are small actions that show respect and kindness. The beauty of kindness lies in its ripple effect. When you treat others with kindness, it inspires them to do the same for others. This chain of positivity creates an environment where people feel valued, understood, and supported. Over time, those around you will notice that you consistently display empathy and kindness, and they will begin to respect you for the person you are. It's an energy that naturally draws people to you because they feel comfortable and safe in your presence, knowing that you won't judge them or belittle them. Kindness also means being mindful of how you speak to and about others. Words are incredibly powerful. They can uplift or tear down, inspire or discourage. When you speak with respect, you are treating the person as an equal, regardless of their status, background or beliefs. Simple things like avoiding hurtful language, refraining from gossip, or using positive reinforcement can go a long way in earning the respect of others. When people see that you speak to them with dignity, they feel honored, and that honor fosters respect. But kindness isn't just about being pleasant and polite. It's also about recognizing the humanity in others, especially in moments of vulnerability or struggle. Many people may find themselves going through personal challenges, whether it's dealing with stress, health problems, loss, or emotional hardships. During such times, showing kindness means being empathetic and offering support without judgment. It means offering a listening ear when someone needs to talk, providing help when they're overwhelmed, or simply being there when they need someone to lean on. In doing so, you show that you care deeply about their well-being, and this creates a bond that fosters respect. Moreover, treating others with dignity is about recognizing their individuality. Every person is unique, and respecting their differences, whether it's in opinions, cultural practices, beliefs, or personality traits, and environment, where diversity is celebrated, not just tolerated. When you approach people with an open mind and heart, you create a space for them to express themselves freely, knowing they won't be judged or belittled for who they are. Respecting someone's individuality shows that you see them for who they truly are, not just for their role in your life or your own personal needs. This form of respect creates a deep sense of mutual appreciation and leads to stronger, more genuine relationships. Kindness also means being mindful of people's time and energy. This can be something as simple as being punctual for meetings, not wasting someone's time with unnecessary distractions, or offering your assistance when they are feeling overwhelmed. Everyone's time is valuable, and when you respect that, it shows that you acknowledge the effort others put into their lives and commitments. This acknowledgement goes a long way in gaining the respect of others, as it shows you don't take their time for granted. In the workplace, treating colleagues with kindness and dignity is especially important. When you treat your co-workers with respect, whether you're in a leadership position or a peer, you create an environment of collaboration and trust. People will respect you not only for your abilities, but for the way you uplift others around you. A kind word of encouragement, offering help with a challenging task, or even acknowledging someone's hard work can go a long way in creating an atmosphere of mutual respect and appreciation. It's not about competition or rivalry, but about supporting one another to achieve shared goals and recognizing each person's contribution. Another key aspect of treating others with dignity is having the humility to apologize when necessary. We all make mistakes from time to time, and acknowledging those mistakes with sincerity is an act of respect. By apologizing when you've wronged someone, you're demonstrating that you take responsibility for your actions and value the other person's feelings. This is a rare quality that garners immense respect because it shows maturity and emotional intelligence. It's easy to try to defend oneself or avoid confrontation, but when you own up to your actions and genuinely apologize, it shows that you value the relationship and are committed to growth and understanding. Furthermore, when you treat others with kindness and dignity, you create a positive atmosphere that attracts respect from those around you. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel comfortable, accepted and valued. No one wants to be around someone who constantly puts others down or makes them feel inferior. On the other hand, people are drawn to those who show genuine care and concern for their well-being. They feel seen and respected, and that mutual feeling of respect strengthens the connection. Finally, treating others with kindness and dignity reflects your own sense of self-respect. When you respect others, you're indirectly showing that you respect yourself enough to uphold high standards of behavior. It's about knowing that you don't need to tear others down to elevate yourself, and you don't need to treat people poorly to feel good about who you are. True respect comes from within, and by treating others with kindness, you are also reinforcing the importance of respecting yourself. One of the most powerful ways to earn respect from others is by owning your mistakes and being accountable for your actions. No one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes, whether in their personal lives, at work, or in their relationships. It's how we handle these mistakes that truly defines us, and ultimately how others view and respect us. Taking full responsibility for our errors, learning from them, and working toward growth is not only an admirable quality, but one that establishes trust and respect with others. Admitting your mistakes doesn't mean you're weak or incapable. On the contrary, it shows strength. It takes a great deal of personal strength and vulnerability to say, I was wrong or I made a mistake. This is a sign of confidence, not the kind that stems from pretending to be infallible, but the kind that comes from knowing your worth and having the self-assurance to admit when you fall short. By being open about your shortcomings, you signal to others that you are a work in progress, just like everyone else, and that you value honesty above perfection. Taking responsibility for your actions also sets a positive example for others. People are more likely to respect you when they see you holding yourself to high ethical standards. It creates an environment where accountability is expected, not just from you, but from everyone around you. When leaders in particular admit their mistakes and take ownership, they cultivate an atmosphere of trust and transparency that encourages others to do the same. This type of accountability within teams or groups fosters stronger relationships and a greater sense of respect for one another. However, owning your mistakes doesn't stop at simply acknowledging them. It's also about taking the necessary steps to correct the situation. People will respect you not just because you admit when you've gone wrong, but because you show that you're actively trying to make things right. This may involve apologizing sincerely, offering a solution, or working hard to make up for the error. The key is to show that you are committed to doing better and that you value the well-being of those affected by your actions. In both personal and professional relationships, taking accountability fosters a culture of mutual respect. When others see you take responsibility for your actions, they are more likely to do the same. This creates a relationship dynamic where honesty and self-awareness are prioritized and both parties feel secure in knowing that mistakes will be acknowledged and addressed. It encourages open communication, understanding and problem-solving rather than defensiveness or avoidance. People naturally gravitate toward those who can own their mistakes, as this leads to stronger, more transparent relationships. Moreover, the way you own up to your mistakes can greatly impact how others perceive your character. For instance, if you have a tendency to make excuses or avoid confronting the reality of your actions, others may view you as evasive or dishonest. Conversely, when you take accountability with integrity, it speaks volumes about your authenticity and respect for others. It shows that you care about the truth and that you take the time to reflect on how your actions affect others, which are highly valued traits in any relationship. In some cases, owning your mistakes means acknowledging the negative impact they've had on others. When this happens, it's essential to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. If your actions have hurt or inconvenienced someone, a genuine apology is necessary. In this apology, it's important to not only acknowledge the mistake, but also express regret for the harm caused. People respect those who take full ownership of their mistakes, not as an afterthought, but as a heartfelt, sincere acknowledgement of the pain or inconvenience they may have caused. This doesn't mean you are admitting that your intentions were bad, it simply means that you are recognizing the effect your actions had on another person and expressing your commitment to making things right. An important aspect of accountability is learning from your mistakes. Owning up to a mistake should always be followed by a commitment to do better in the future. It's essential to reflect on what led to the mistake in the first place, what could have been done differently, and how you can ensure the same thing doesn't happen again. When you show that you are actively learning and growing from your mistakes, People will respect your ability to evolve and improve. This is what sets apart someone who merely admits their mistakes from someone who turns their errors into valuable lessons. Being accountable is also about recognizing the impact of your actions on a larger scale. Sometimes the mistakes we make may seem small or insignificant to us, but they can have larger consequences for others. Recognizing this broader impact and taking steps to mitigate any negative effects is crucial in maintaining respect. This awareness demonstrates that you are not only accountable to yourself, but also to the people around you, and that you care about the ripple effects of your behavior. In the professional world, being accountable for mistakes is especially important. In the workplace, it's natural for mistakes to happen, projects can go wrong, deadlines can be missed, and things may not always go as planned. However, what matters most is how you respond when things go wrong. If you're quick to acknowledge the mistake and take action to resolve it, your colleagues, clients, and supervisors will respect your honesty, work ethic, and problem-solving skills. People don't respect those who shy away from taking responsibility, but they deeply respect individuals who stand up and take the necessary steps to rectify the situation. Finally, owning your mistakes helps you build resilience. Making mistakes is part of life, but the way you handle them determines how quickly you recover and move forward. By embracing your mistakes, learning from them, and taking accountability, you build the strength to face future challenges with more confidence and composure. You don't shy away from adversity, but instead confront it with maturity and grace. This resilience in the face of mistakes and setbacks is a quality that commands respect and admiration.